Hello, everyone. Do you believe in luck and how it pertains to your happiness? It's a pretty grandiose subject to cover, so we're not really going to get into it. I mean, there have been people who have been struck by lightning 3 times. It's pretty incredible odds to get struck by lightning once. If you get struck by lightning 3 times, you might be able to argue for having bad luck. However, we're not going to debate the validity of luck. That's your personal discretion. I want to talk about how luck can interfere with your happiness. Now, just like most everything else in life, only when it overtakes you and determines your outlook or your decision making is when it becomes a problem. Now, if you identify yourself as always bad luck. I always have bad luck, especially if you use that precursor, always. You're going to be a person who notices the negative that happens to you far more than you notice it's a positive. They might just filter through because you've identified as someone who only has bad luck or often has bad luck. So you're going to notice the negatives, like you bought a brand new brown car and suddenly you notice all the brown cars in town because it personally applies to you. They've always been there. You just didn't highlight them. If you identify yourself as a person with bad luck, you're going to highlight them. It's a fatalistic perspective. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because you will start to accrue all these noticed negative situations, like when you stub your toe and then you hit your foot on everything. You're going to have seen all these other situations that are negative, even though you skipped over the positive, and reinforce that belief that you are always unlucky. You're also going to be a person who is less likely to take risks, calculated positive risks, like applying for that job, because you think, I'm not going to get it anyway, I have bad luck. And you're not going to do things for yourself the way that you should. You're not going to be confident in yourself the way that you should, because you're going to assume that it's going to turn out bad because you have bad luck. And it drives your decision making because you attribute the control to luck versus yourself is another problem, because you may not again take that risk and apply for that job because, you know, it's not about how well you do, how well you prepare, how qualified you are. It's about your luck, and you often have bad luck, so why bother? Now, luck is driving your decisions. So it's driving your perspective and your decisions. There's also a problem with luck on the other side of things, though. If you describe yourself as always lucky, if you, especially again, use that precursor of always, you might be completely taken off guard when something bad happens to you. Say you don't get that job. You might be easily offended. You might have a more easily triggered ego response because you're under the assumption that everything always works out for you. When something doesn't work out for you, it might be shocking. It might take you off guard, and you begin to question, why is this happening to me? You feel victimized or offended or upset because it didn't work out, and you're always lucky. You might get frustrated more easily and disappointed more easily than other people when something doesn't happen the way that you expect it to, because you believe you are lucky, and that fights your personal belief, which really throws you off. Also, you may take far more risky behaviors that are unnecessary because of your belief in luck. You may pull out all of your finances and invest in this grand new concept, this grand new market. You want to corner the market, and you pull out your life savings, and it tanks because it was an ill prepared, uncalculated decision, but you believe that it always works out for you. You're always lucky, and so this will work out too. And now you have no life savings because, again, it's driving your decisions. You've identified yourself as lucky, so when things don't work out, it shocks you and throws you off more than the average person who doesn't define themselves as always lucky or often lucky or things always work out for me. And then it's also driving your decision making because you're taking far more risky behavior without preparation. You're doing uncalculated, potentially dangerous things that you wouldn't otherwise do if you didn't believe that you're lucky, so it's going to turn out fine. You're not going to get injured. You're not going to have a loss because you're lucky. So there's no problem with believing in luck. It adds a little bit of magic, wonder, mysticism, just like believing in astrology or anything else as adults that we often lose when we can't believe in Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy and magic and anything else anymore. It adds wonder to our lives and a little bit of unpredictability. But it becomes a problem when it takes over your identity and drives your decisions. So be careful of ascribing luck as your personality, good or bad, and be careful of making decisions rather than based on heart and head working together to make a wise choice based on your predictions of your luck. Love you guys. Good luck today.